you wisdom seekers. I am here with the fabulous Jerry Brin of FabOver50.com. Welcome, Jerry.
Hi, Becca.
So I love that you're on my 5-Alarm Boomer Blogger series. This is the last one here. You're doing great things on your blog and on your site. Tell me a little bit about how you got started.
I got started because about 4 years ago I realized I wanted to do something for the women of my generation who were just fantastic and set so many new trends in our life, whether it was getting into all boys schools that used to be Princeton, Yale, Harvard, or getting jobs that we never got before. And I wanted to do something that celebrated us, and I knew that doing it online was the right way to go.
Absolutely. This is a resource for, and this isn't just for women who are 50 and over. This is for any age, but particularly the boomer woman. This is who you're addressing. And it's a resource. So in going through your website, I thought it was such a unique perspective than any other website or blog I've been on. And two of the menu tabs really stood out to me. One was Sexcellent. Love it. And one was plastic surgery. So tell me a little bit more about what's happening in those columns.
You picked out two great ones because we write about fashion and beauty, and a lot of sites do. We like to think we're unique. But in those two areas, sex and plastic surgery, our generation, the boomer generation, never wanted to talk about sex. I mean, it was really in the closet. And that's changing now. We're much more open. We realize that sex can either be, a lot of women will now be saying, oh, I don't care about sex anymore. I'm not interested. But they really are interested, except don't know what to do about it, so they just brush it under the carpet. And we have joined forces with a company called Sinclair Institute, which produces educational videos on how to improve your sex life, and they're wonderful. And I am going to be the leader in trying to get women of our generation to actually talk about sex.
Woohoo! Jerry, that sounds spicy. So tell me more. I read one of your latest blogs, and you dive into more for the Sinclair Institute. What kind of topics are you covering? Are you talking about solo sex, partner sex, a little bit of everything?
I mean, we're really talking about both, and we're talking about what sex does for you. I mean, sex really is great for your health. It's great for your emotional well-being. And I don't think that women understand that as they get older. They just think, well, I went through menopause. I don't have the same libido as I had before. And so that's okay. I'll read more, or I'll go to the movies more. And really, they can have this. It's just a little bit more difficult to do what we did when we were younger. And you have to use certain aids. And that's out in the open. So we'll talk about sex toys. We'll talk about self-pleasuring. We'll talk about pleasuring with partners. And that's really what we're about. We're going to be honest about it, very transparent. And for women who are uncomfortable, we'd like to make them more comfortable, but you have to be careful. I don't want to antagonize anybody.
Yeah, but what I love is that you're actually talking about that, and nothing's going to change unless someone starts the conversation. And what's nice is you've started the conversation. You've started it on the website with the Sexcellent menu, and then you've also talked about it on Jerry's blog within the site. Where do you get your information? Are there other women contributing on the site?
Our community is actually the contributors. We get our information from women who write into us, who comment on blogs, through our network of women, on women who are doing great things in their life or going through transitions. So we get it from the community ourselves.
Nice. Okay, so you've got two really uber popular sections on your site. One is plastic surgery. I have not seen this anywhere. And one is on sex, or it's called Sexcellent. Tell us more.
The plastic surgery section is really gaining a lot of popularity because what it is, it's telling women options, giving women options. In the past, it was either I'm going to do everything I can and look like Joan Rivers, or I'm going to do nothing. And there's so many different things being developed in the world of plastic surgery today that are not invasive, that you don't even need to have surgery to make yourself look as good as you feel. Not that you're going to look 20 years younger, but that you're going to look good for your age. So the section really is a great resource of the best plastic surgeons in the country, what they offer, experiences from other women who've done surgery and why they did it and why they chose doctors and how it's changed their life. And the Sexcellence section, which is actually new, the last month, is the same thing, only for your sex life. So we want to make women feel great and be a resource to make women feel great at every age they are, starting with 45 plus.
Nice. And I would imagine that women like going and finding others who are experiencing, or, for example, for me, I'm starting to get some sort of line here in the crow's feet, and I'm scared of needles. But I bet you if I went on and started talking to other folks, they might have the same exact fears. They went to a doctor, and they can say, this was my experience. There's nothing to be worried about. Do you see a lot of comments like that?
You explained it beautifully. Yes, that's what we're doing, particularly, again, with the sex and plastic surgery, two great examples, but even the health section, you might find that somebody has an issue that you've had and didn't want to talk about. But if we talk about the plastic surgery, and you certainly don't need plastic surgery, maybe a little Botox, but it is, you want to tell other women what you're going through, but you want to get advice on how to help yourself. So if you're 50 years old and you're starting to see a lot more than just one little wrinkle, and it's nice to know what other women have done to take it away or alleviate themselves of it.
Yeah, sure. And then you also mentioned the health section. So maybe there's maybe a better diet that we could turn to help hydrate the skin and have more of a glow. So awesome stuff. Okay, Jerry, let's go into a little bit of a speed round. And we're going to talk about a little bit of your Jerry's blog, the post that you write on the site. So what is your favorite blog post that you've written so far?
My favorite blog post is always the last blog post I wrote. So in this case, it's about the fact that I'm now a new grandmother. My daughter had a baby 2 days ago, and yet I don't feel like a grandmother any more than I felt like a college graduate when I got my diploma, or felt like a mother when I had my first child. You got to kind of live the role before you are the role, what the role is. So that's what my latest blog post is, and that's the one I always like best.
Awesome. Okay, what is a blog post that you felt the most exposed when you wrote it?
I never feel exposed. I feel that whatever I write is from my heart, and I wouldn't write it in the first place if I felt it was going to expose me. So I just don't get exposed by anything. I speak what I feel.
Nice. Okay, that's what we like to hear bloggers say. They tell it like it is. Okay, so then was there a post that was perhaps controversial for you to write, or that the audience felt was controversial?
Yeah, there was one where I wrote a whole list of things that I don't want to be like as I age. So it could have been, obviously I don't want to have any kind of mental deficiency, but I'm not going to be able to help that if it happens. And a lot of women, I don't want to have to shuffle. That's why I take yoga and Pilates. And a lot of women wrote back and said, how dare I say that I don't want to shuffle, or I don't want to this, or I don't want to that. What if I get arthritis? Well, clearly those are things that I can't avoid. I'm going to try to avoid everything I can to make myself old, if that makes sense. And that just got a lot of great comments supporting me, but also very negative comments that I was criticizing older people who were sick, and that's not true at all.
No, you're taking a proactive approach so that your body can respond.
Yes.
In a better way. Okay, awesome. So what are your most popular sections on your site?
The health. Beauty is really very popular. And again, it has to do with the whole issue of health is clearly the most important thing to us, but we're not going to be a WebMD website or the Mayo Clinic. So health is important, but it's what's really, really important is our beauty, our mental state, our relationships. Beauty, we have a beauty club where you could test beauty products, full-size beauty products, prestige beauty products for a very inexpensive membership fee. And people love it. They love to test. Women in my generation love to test new beauty products. And hopefully we'll take away our wrinkles.
Okay, pause right there. You have a beauty club. You have some memberships. can you go into a little bit more detail? How can someone participate in this full product testing?
Well, you need to sign up on our site, and that's just an email, fabover50, right at the word 50.com. And our beauty club, which is promoted right on the front page, is $25 a year, and you get a minimum of 2 full-size products worth well more than $25. Companies want to have all of us test their products all the time and write about them on the internet. So we guarantee 2 products, and again, they're not drugstore products. They're really good products that are sold in department stores and specialty stores. And again, well worth the $25 because the products, sometimes we have people test products that are $100.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's only $25 for a whole entire year?
Oh, well, it's 2 products. Now, you might get more than 2 products, but yes, it's $25 guaranteeing you 2 products.
Okay, fantastic. Love it. Let's go on to the next section that I really love is that you've incorporated an Ask a Surgeon interactive piece on your website. Tell us about that.
That's part of our plastic surgery section. We have a great partnership with the American Society of Plastic Surgery, which is just board-certified plastic surgeons. Everybody must be aware that if you are ever going to have plastic surgery or even Botox, or any injections like that you must go to a board-certified doctor. There are literally dentists who are now doing Botox, and that is wrong. You should not go to your dentist for Botox shots. It's just like a joke. So you can ask a surgeon. At this point, we have about 80 surgeons on our site all across the country, and in real time, you can ask a question about any number of subjects and get an answer from a doctor in your city.
Fantastic. And it's completely anonymous. If I wanted to ask a question, I wouldn't have to put my whole name out there or even my first name out there. I could just ask those private questions.
Absolutely. It's public in the sense that somebody will see your question, but they won't. So it's not private email, but it's totally anonymous if you choose it to be.
Okay. That's absolutely fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. So how do you do all of this? So tell me, do you have a favorite technology tool to manage this entire site?
Well, obviously the computer. I mean, I live with my laptop and my iPhone and my iPad. I mean, those are my 3. From a standpoint of software, I mean, Google is my absolute favorite of all time. What I do on Google is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm like a private eye. I could find anything on Google. But my iPhone, which I love, and my Mac, I'm a big Apple fan, so I couldn't live without an Apple.
Okay, so you have a MacBook? Do you have
I have a MacBook Pro, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. Everything is built into this computer, and when I open it, it works, and that's all I need.
That's right. And nothing can go wrong. I really hate PCs. I mean, I do. They get viruses and this and that. I love this. I'm very comfortable with it.
You know what? In my computer training business, I love PCs because it keeps me in business.
Then I love them for you. And I shouldn't say
is that awful to say?
For God's sakes, I just like the Mac. It suits me.
You know what? You have a good point. Is because I do guide people on what to purchase, and what's really nice is when you do have a challenge or a bug, or not a bug, or just something that you need to work out. There's a place to go. And I go to the Apple Genius Store all the time. Maybe it's just to learn a new piece of software a little bit better. There's a resource to go to. It's really nice to have someone instead of, back in the day, I used to call and beg friends to come over and help me with my computer. Now I just go to the Apple Store. So, okay, excellent. So what is one thing that you would like to leave our audience with?
What I'd like the audience to know that women of all ages are invited on the site, of course, but women in the boomer generation, which these women are now, let's say from their mid to late 40s up, have a community to either entertain them, learn new things, have fun, have great giveaways, really just share your experience in life and see what others have done, because we are a sum of our experience, and that's what our site conveys.
Fantastic. Okay, you guys, head over to fabover50.com, chat with Jerry, and chat with the community. Jerry, thank you so much for joining me today and closing out our 5-Alarm Boomer Blogger series.
Thanks, Becca.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye.